Crunchy, 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 and not very sour. That's what we need. Okay, first what you have to do is remove the big green leaves from your cabbage, and probably to rinse inside a little bit more, because the dirt is not welcome in here. Yeah, I'm gonna probably take all dirty leaves off and dress the cabbage. Oh, oopsie. As you can see, it's very good cabbage. It's juicy and white. Here it comes. Quality control is here. And cup of tea. Пожалуйста, на здоровье. На здоровье, на здоровье. So, those parts should be not, I don't like those words. Хряпки. In Russian it's called хряпки. So you can divide it everything, and you see those things should be avoided. So if you can,
Хряпки.
yeah, хряпки should be avoided.
Bye my хряпки.
Bye my хряпки. Hey, the knife is so good for real. So you see it's here. So take this leaf off and break it. You know, don't put, like, you see, it's just take it off, because it has to be approximately even, because it's not beautiful. You have to do properly that it would looks nice and the same, because it has to be even, right? This part here should be avoided, because it's aesthetically totally destroy all the picture, and it's bitter, and the fermentation, don't forget it's fermentation, everything has to be even. So this part of the cabbage leaf should be removed or cut it certain ways that it would not be different than this part of the leaf. That's called кочерышка. Кочерышка. And it's very tasty if you know how to eat it properly. So it's inside and middle of the cabbage. In Russian it's called кочерышка. Come on, you are bestest. In 4 kilograms of cabbage, I'm gonna add half of these carrots. Don't pay attention, we have a white dragon in the house. Okay. And I'm gonna add about 86 grams of kosher salt. That's it. Out of cabbage. So it will ferment it in this juice basically. And if the cabbage is juicy enough, hopefully it will be our case, you don't have to add any water. But if your cabbage purchase was not so successful, you can add some clean fresh water. Anyway, usually people do only salt in the sauerkraut. I think I'm gonna do the way how my mother always does. She adds some black pepper like that to the cabbage. Also some bay leaves. And I'm gonna not squeeze like a corn, I just gonna move a little bit. At the end, take any plate available in your house, preferably a big plate that it would cover the surface of your sauerkraut, and just put it in top, just like that. And last touch, got something heavy. Here I have that beauty, and put it in top that it would create the pressure and juice would release. As you can see, the way it helps to the juice come out of cabbage easily, so it's create the substitute for our fermentation. It's some kind of brew. Don't forget to celebrate your cabbage day, especially if you're a real Russian or you try to fake a real Russian. So, put the cabbage aside. Hey, it's end of the second day since we started our sauerkraut project, and it's a very good time to check on your cabbage to see how the fermentation is going. Also, it's a good time to make some holes in sauerkraut. It will help to reduce the bitterness of final product, and also it will help to release some extra gas. So let's see how it goes. We have a lot of juice, so I would say that we were very successful to found this cabbage in this late season. So what you do right now, you just make some holes like this, you see? In this stage, I'm gonna leave the sauerkraut open for a few hours or for overnight. And of course I'm gonna cover that with a cheesecloth or with the tea towel that any dust would get in. After that I will return heavy weight because right now, if you can see, the old cabbage is floating, but it has to be covered for another few days with the brew, because otherwise it will be dry in top and it might even rotten. So it has to take another 3 or 4 days before we will stop our fermentation process. I know you don't have any idea what I'm gonna do right now, but I'm gonna make a side dish for my sauerkraut. For that you will need potato. I'm gonna do fried potato just like everybody do that in Russia or Ukraine or Belarus. Don't be shy to put some oil in it, because your summer and vacation with all those beautiful beaches is far away, and you need a fat to go through the winter in Canadian land or in Russian land or any cold land. So use the oil, or if you prefer you can use some bacon fat or some just a pig fat or any fat you prefer. Oh, it's very hot, it's very hot, it's very hot, it's very hot. Yeah, I love to cook on gas. Salt. Salt matter is very important when you're doing your fried potato. Try to avoid to put salt during your cooking process, and put this only at the end when your potato is almost ready. While my potato is cooking and it's almost the end, I'm gonna make my sauerkraut preparation for this dinner. Here I have some aromatic sunflower oil from Ukraine, which I put in my sauerkraut and mix it well. Yep. As you know, I like gently to benefit myself after cooking, not only with my favorite food, which is totally vegan today. I baked here some dark rye bread without any yeast. I do have my sauerkraut and a Russian home fry, and of course my gentle benefit is that. So people, to your house.